Let's move into the next 3 requirements of the Hazard Communication Standard. Let's talk a little bit about the labeling of secondary containers and what that means in relationship to OSHA's globally harmonized system for classifying and labeling chemicals, which is called GHS for short, and there's some specific pictograms that go along with this, so we can recognize the hazards easily. Let's take a couple minutes to review those pictograms. The pictograms that you're looking at now are the 8 primary pictograms that you will see on the labels of all the products that come into your dental practice. And you will see these pictograms on the safety data sheets as well. Now, you won't see every one of these symbols on every single product and every single SDS sheet. You will only see the ones that are applicable based on the hazards of that particular product. So for example, this first symbol is the letter O with a flame. This stands for a chemical that's an oxidizer. This is going to enhance the flammability of a product. This next symbol is flammability. Think about all the items in your practice that could cause fire or be flammable. And the first one that comes to my mind is the hand sanitizers, because the majority of that product is alcohol-based. The next symbol is an explosion. This is a product that could be an explosive. The next symbol, skull and crossbones, we all recognize this as a symbol that's poisonous or deadly. This next symbol stands for a product that is caustic. It's going to cause a burn to our skin or to our equipment or countertops or whatnot. Next is a gas cylinder. This may look like a broken rolling pin, but it's actually a gas cylinder. So think about your nitrous tanks, oxygen tanks, and your emergency oxygen tanks. That's what this symbol stands for. This symbol is a picture or silhouette, if you will, of an individual with a starburst. This symbol means that this chemical has a toxic organ effect. It has an affinity for our circulatory system or your respiratory system and can cause cancer over time. This last symbol is an exclamation point. This stands for a chemical that's an irritant. So it's not caustic, it doesn't cause cancer, but it can irritate your eyes or your nose. So think about if you still work with glutaraldehyde and have cold sterile in your office, we know what a strong, pungent odor that product has. So therefore, anytime that you are working with that chemical, it might irritate your eyes or your nose. But as soon as you close the container or you walk away, you don't feel any effects. So that's a symbol for a chemical that's an irritant. So together, these are the 8 primary GHS pictograms that you will see in dental settings. And please note that they all always be in this red diamond format. They will appear in this format on the product label itself. They will appear in this format on the SDS sheet, and they will appear on this format on your secondary labels. Let's go into the secondary GHS labels next. On the screen, you'll see that there's just a couple different labels that you can purchase from your supply reps. Doesn't matter what brand or what style, there are different styles, but you'll notice that they're all the same and that they have the red diamonds that I mentioned for those hazards, and then they have black diamonds, which stands for what PPE we should be wearing. Let's talk about what these are and why you would need to use them. Well, the Hazard Communication Standard states that anytime you take a product out of its original container for more than a one-time use, then you have to have the secondary label on that product. Let's think of some times that you might be doing this in your practice. Well, first of all, you've got pre-mixed solutions. Do you keep any bleach water made up, say for endodontic procedures or any other solutions? And we go straight to the heart of sterilization. There's your ultrasonic device, a solution that's mixed up for more than a one-time use. And if by chance you still have cold sterile, that's another solution. Also think what's going on in your operatories. Do you have any alcohol-soaked gauze, for example? Or do you have alcohol in a pump-up bottle that needs a special label? So as you start to go through your practice, you can identify areas of the practice, whether it's the operatory, sterilization, or the lab, where you've taken a product out of its original container for more than a one-time use. So when you fill out these labels, you will simply look at the safety data sheet to determine which pictograms that you should circle or color in or blacken out that you maybe don't need to see, and which ones do you need to see. That would be in Section 2. And then you look at Section 8 for the PPE requirements, and then you know what pictograms to mark for that section as well. And remember that PPE pictograms are the ones that are in black. So again, go through your office, identify what areas do you have products in secondary containers, and those products must have a secondary label.